In 1998, obesity was issued as an epidemic by the CDC. The problem is obesity is killing the people of America, and this could be avoidable if America did something about it. According to the NIDDK, the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, obesity can go hand in hand with diabetes, as 87% of adults with diabetes are overweight or obese. And as you can see on the chart, it is the seventh leading cause of death in America, according to the CDC. It is also stated by the NIDDK that obesity can cause hypertension or high blood pressure. This can cause kidney disease, the ninth leading cause, strokes, the fifth leading cause, and heart disease, the leading cause. Adding on, they also stated fat cells can release hormones that affect cell growth. This can attribute to certain kinds of cancer, such as breast and gallbladder, the second leading cause. What am I getting at? I'm saying that half of those leading causes of death in America are correlated with obesity alone. According to Harvard, the U.S. has the highest obesity rate of any developed country, with at least 2 out of 3 Americans being overweight and 1 out of 3 Americans being obese. This is no joke. Obesity kills an average 2.8 million people, not billion, people worldwide every year, and it's the fifth leading cause of death globally on the report of the EASO, or the European Association for the Study of Obesity. Looking at the chart from the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, or the PNAS, you can see that obesity can raise people's mortality rate by 1.53% in America, but can easily reach the extent of other developed countries, such as Australia, where the mortality rate of any disease can be increased to 2.72%. Don't think just because you play a sport now or you exercise daily that you are safe. In the society we live in, we can easily become victims. Food in America is engineered to give your brain dopamine with every bite, especially the junk food and processed food that help you gain weight, but it makes it hard to lose. A study done by the University of Florida shows that sugar can be just as addictive as nicotine or drugs, with even the same withdrawal symptoms with the lack of it. And America now has large portion sizes and too much food availability, which is helping the epidemic. And that leads to my solution: to limit the food intake of the people and reducing food portions and limiting food availability. According to the ABC News, from 1970 to 2000, the serving sizes of many fast food places have increased exponentially, with hamburgers growing 23%, bags of snacks by 60%, and soft drinks by 52%. In that same time frame, obesity in adults rose 16.4%. Studies have shown that even with a 50% increase in portion size comes with a 10 to 40% increase in calorie intake. And the U.S. Health and Human Services report 95% of adults don't get the recommended 30 minutes of daily exercise. Adults are intaking more calories but not burning off those extra calories, which can also help with gaining more weight. The food availability is also at fault here. According to a survey done by the CDC, the average distance between a fast food restaurant and the house is 2.6 miles, compared to the 4 miles to get to a grocery store. That may not seem like a big difference, but to poor communities who have to walk or use a bus, they will choose the closer and, in this case, unhealthier choice. To fix this, more grocery stores should be built to give easier access to those poor communities. And even still, in middle-class communities, these grocery stores should be built for better options. The problem with this is finding the money to get those stores built, and when those communities are already low funded. And with changing the portion sizes, since America is already accustomed to such large portions, they will not be satisfied with the smaller portions you give them, thus content to citizens buying multiple portions to satisfy themselves. This process could take decades, as the decrease will have to be really slow and it'll have to be really steady. It is vital that we act. At the rate we are going, by 2030, 86% of Americans would be obese, compared to the current 33%, according to Johns Hopkins. We could save lives if we slow down the rate and save our future generations. We need to spread awareness and stop supporting fast food chains. If they lose revenue, they will be forced to cut back on the size of their portions, as they won't have the money to make big portions. Also, when going out to eat, ask the waiter to give you half of the portion size they would usually serve. If enough people ask for this request, it could be a permanent change. Then there's always the option of eating all your food at home with a recommended serving size, not the portion size that you think you need to eat. With all these steps, we can change the stomach capacity of America, changing it back to the portion size as they were decades ago, limiting the amount of calories America eats and bringing the obesity rate down. Thank you.